What you have seen on the video is a 15-year-old boy who have been physically abused by his father. Happens to experience torture, maltreatment, bedevil, and persecution. Since his mother have passed away and left by his father's hand. He suffered from pain, torment, and grief. Ramel decided to run away from home and look for someone who can help him. Someone who can give him foster care and make his life sumptuous rather than on his father's hand. 10 years later. After 10 years, he is now a registered social worker who happens to give foster care to those who experienced and suffered from abuse, torment, bedevil, the outcast, and those who seeks guidance, faith, hope, and love. He have handled many cases and give sumptuous interventions for the clients. In a cabin near the riverside, there was a girl named Micah who was left by her father's custody, and without knowing her father is keeping her and maliciously observing her badly. Micah is a 15-year-old currently living with her father. She both do the responsibility as a daughter and a good student, doing household chores, and she didn't expect this to happen. She was so terrified about what her father just did to her, and ran away as far as she could. She went to her Aunt May and tell her everything what just happened. She cringed and cried in fear. Her aunt may comfort her and hug her. Micah suffered from trauma and depression, and her aunt may referred her to a psychiatrist. Micah's father was left unaided and realized that what he have done is bad and could ruin his daughter's reputation as well as his, and realizes that only his daughter's memory will be left because of what he have done. Micah's father seeking advice to Mr. Ramel Abal, a registered social worker. The social worker was very much affected in this case, since he was also abused by his father during his childhood, helpless, tormented, and now his assessing an abusive father, begging for his help. As what the social work principles would say, as a social worker professionalism must always be kept in mind. A worker must accept clients and encourage them to solve their problems without any bias and unfair treatment. A worker must keep their feeling uninvolved. What experiences that a client has? A worker must have a good communication skills. To encourage his client that there is still hope in the midst of darkness. The worker must practice privacy in dealing with more complex clients. What he have heard, saw, and witnessed shall be sealed between the worker and the client. About the case of Mang Raming. The worker decided to assess the 3 persons who were involved. That includes Mang Raming, Micah, and Micah's aunt. The worker decided to meet the 3 to make sumptuous interventions for the betterment of their family. The worker let Mang Raming speaks, and being sorry for what he does, and put Micah's custody to her Aunt May, until Mang Raming is capable of having Micah on his custody. Aunt May stand against and own the responsibility of having Micah's custody, since she was alone in her house, the fact that Micah's a female like her.
Dugay na ko na ko ang sino. Dugay ko na ko ang sino. Amaran ko. Dugay ko na ko ang bago. Peace. Ha? Dugay ko na sa palungon ko. Ha? Kita na po.
Bawi.